Welcome to the 2022 General Election Candidate videos, made possible by a partnership between Collin County Votes, which is an initiative of the Collin County Business Alliance, and the Allen, Frisco, McKinney, and Plano Chambers of Commerce.
I'm Leanne Libby, General Manager at Community Impact Newspaper in Plano, and I'm excited to introduce our viewers to Frederick Frazier, running for House District 61. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, let's jump right in. So, in your own words, what is the role of a state legislator?
Well, a state legislator is the House member that's over a district, and then that person is overseeing what the district's actually needs and wants are. Whether it's public safety or mobility, uh, health, education, everything that goes with the community, water, you name it, it's going to go through that legislative body, and that House member is going to be the one that takes it down to Austin, figures out what you need, what we need to make the adjustments on, or what we actually don't need. It's an important role. It's part of our Texas history. It's part of our United States history. There's 150 House members that are elected every 2 years, and then as our body meets every 2 years, goes into session and takes those needs and wants and nots to Austin for this district.
So, if elected, please share with us what would your top 2 to 3 legislative priorities be?
Well, we all know that our property taxes are out of whack. You can go to any door in Collin County. It doesn't matter if you're in this district or not, and have that conversation with the homeowner, and they'll tell you what is the deal. Why is this adjustment so far off? We've got a lot of things to change on one of the bills that were passed in the '86 legislation, which was the HB3. It's for the school taxes. It's a problem. We've got to address it. We're not, the state's not putting in enough is where we're going, and we've got to make that adjustment to help out these homeowners. That would be my first. The second would be the border. We've obviously seen there's so much influx of of fentanyl and sex trafficking and just the harboring of bodies. Cartels are completely taking advantage of what's going on down there. I recently just came back from there last week, worked a shift, and just in that shift we had 800 where I was at cross, taking advantage of a situation. And folks said, well, how does it affect North Texas? It tremendously affects North Texas. The amount of drugs that have come in, the amount of suicides that are happening, the overdoses, all of those wrap into one with what starts at the border and comes up here. Our mobility would be the third. The transportation that's coming into our area is it's when you have this much influx of folks moving here daily, or the folks that have already moved here, and we don't have the space, the road space. We have got to prepare for the future. We've got to prepare like McKinney did, and like sitting on council. We've been preparing for the future for some time, but north of here, the 380 and up has a lot of work to do, and that state legislator that's going to take over this position is going to be a vital part of that.
Well, so Collin County is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. What are your thoughts on that growth to date, and what would your priorities be going forward?
Well, our taxes, schools, mobility, all of them are all wrapped into one. Water is going to become a massive issue, as you see that we're putting in Bodark Dam or Bodark Lake, and it's filling as it goes. Is that going to be sustainable? Probably not. We're going to have to look for other ways to bring water into these communities. You're going to see the traffic, like I just spoke about, the mobility. You're going to have to work with TxDOT on coming up with better plans on stretching that out, widening certain areas, ups and overs to move our cars, to move our people, to make sure that they can get to work, to make sure that they're not sitting in a commute line for over an hour just to get to Plano. And then it comes public safety. Public safety is going to be a tremendous part of this. Do we have enough officers to protect our citizens? Do we have enough fire stations to put out our fires? Those are critical infrastructure that has to come in, because once you have those positions set, you know your economic growth is coming with it. As we've been seeing, over time, whether it was Raytheon or SRS or any of the independent financial, anything that's been coming into McKinney here of recent, bringing mass employees to the area. That means we need rooftops. That means we need better, more roads, better roads. That means our schools are going to have to expand. And again, energy comes with that, and so does water.
Well, so on the topic of mobility, what do you see as the biggest transportation issue facing the county, and how would you address it?
The biggest issue is once you get north of 380 and you get on all the farm roads, you've got to have TxDOT in line of what is happening here and how many rooftops are being put in. When you drive down 380 and you see that there's still no barrier in the middle, uh, San Antonio experienced this many years ago. They used to call it the death highway. And the reason why, because you have cars that can cross that center lane without a barrier. We need to put a barrier up immediately. That needs to be the communication process so we can save lives for folks not crossing right there. Uh, when the outer loop starts its expansion, that's going to give us some relief. But where is that relief going to go? Is it going to dump back onto 380, or is it going to go through Prosper? We've got to explore how that's going to look and how many cars and trucks are going to be on that road. And then when you come to all the FMs that are up there that are going to be tied in, the widening of those and how they're going to work in with whether it's the outer loop or whether it's coming back into 380 or whether it's making it over from the tollway to 75. You've got a lot of struggles right there, and you've got a lot of farmland you're going through in other people's land. So the process of getting that, it needs to start now, and it needs to be a priority.
Well, so moving on to the business community, what do you see as the top needs for the business community, and what would you do to help meet those needs and ensure economic growth continues?
They'll, those all those the when folks want to move here, they want good schools, they want good police, they want good places to eat, they want good water. They don't want to say, okay, we need to, we don't have water here, but we'll have it here in 3 years. They don't want to wait up 3 years. They want everything to come in and be ready. And technology is another huge issue. Having the cable, having the digital ready to go when they come in. On 121, when we built that corridor many years ago, we put the fiber in the ground. We already had it set and ready. And all we had to do is get the businesses in there. Once we started that economic boom and that economic growth to bring them in, showing them the land was ready, it was ready for you to move in, the businesses flocked here. Now, no difference than the 380 and Laud Howe Parkway corridor that's about to come in. That has been all ready to go because the future was planned for it. We've got to continue finding spots like that, preparing them for corporations, preparing them for businesses. So when businesses are looking, they're like, hey, we looked over in McKinney, we looked over in Salina, we looked over in Frisco, we looked all these places they looked in the district, they're ready to go, and we can put them in there. It's not that you're just trying to get any business, you're trying to get the right business. The right business that comes in here really changes the factor from these communities. You want good people with good jobs that have good ideas to be good community members. That's what we're looking for here in North Texas.
Great. Well, so the business community and many of the organizations representing it have prioritized promoting equity and diversity through hiring practices, programs, and their community investments. Because Collin County is such a diverse area in every sense of the word, can you talk about what equity and diversity mean to you?
Yeah, that was a very good program that I brought up one of the business models a while ago that went straight into it and met it head on. Independent Financial took that on several years ago, and you can see it working greatly. We have to be attractive for everybody. We can't be attractive for one brand, one kind of person. We have got to be attractive for everybody to come in here. North Texas is a melting pot, so we've got to have businesses that are reacting to that. We have to have cities that are reacting to that. We have to have communities that are reacting to that and accepting that. There shouldn't be pushback of accepting of what race or what ethnic background you come from, what religion that you believe in. We should all be working together to make this place a better place.
So, last question. If you were talking to someone from outside of Collin County and they were thinking of moving here or maybe moving their business here, what would be your 30-second elevator pitch?
Do you want to live in a place that America is still America, where the families wave at each other when they're driving down the road, or where the families put out their American flag in the morning, or where they walk them to the school bus and say goodbye to the kids, and where everybody wants to be your friend? Then you can come to North Texas, because that's what we're welcoming. We want everyone to come here, see what we have, show our stuff, look at our downtown, and show how great our schools and roads and businesses are flourishing here in North Texas. It's a place that like no other place in America.